What would life be without inclusivity? To be separated by color and to be treated unkindly. Let no man pull you so low as to hate him. To live with the day-to-day racism that Martin Luther King Jr. faced in the 1950s would tear the world we know today apart. We would learn to fight fire with fire. Today we are here to honor a man that provided changes in the world without using violence. This Baptist minister and social rights activist transformed inequality in civil and social matters into justice and peace. I'll start by talking about the beginning of Martin Luther King Jr.'s life. He was born on January 15, 1929, in Atlanta, Georgia. He had an older sister named Willie and a younger brother named Alfred. His father was a very stern man, but his mother was very loving and kind. Those three faced immense racism that his parents could not shield him from. Martin Luther King Sr. believed that racism was an insult to God's will, and Martin Luther King Jr. held that very close to him. He believed that his kids should not have any sense of superiority or inferiority. One day, when Martin Luther King Jr. was 12 years old, he went to watch a parade against his parents' will. Although he was very obedient, he broke his parents' law, and he went anyways. His grandmother Jenny ended up passing away that day, and he ended up jumping from a second-story building because he believed that what he was doing was against God's will. This story highlights his struggles with faith and depression. He flew through his school years and was an excellent student, and he even began to skip grades. He skipped the 9th and 11th grade, and he was accepted into Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia at age 15. He used his experiences with racism to motivate his future as a social activist at Morehouse. He was a very good leader at the time, and he said he could even see himself leading others to break down the barriers of whites and blacks. King used all the resources he could to find his future and his purpose. Although his father wanted him to pursue a future in ministry, he felt uncomfortable and questioned if that was really his life's purpose. Although his grandfather and father were really involved in religion, he believed that the best way to serve the people was to be a doctor or lawyer. In his junior year at Morehouse, he attended Bible class, and in his senior year at Morehouse, he told his father that he was going to follow in his footsteps and became ordained at the Ebenezer Baptist Church in Atlanta. He got his sociology degree and continued in school, striving to be the very best. He was student body president and valedictorian at age 22. At age 22, he was striving to do his very best, and he was making great changes already. He followed in the footsteps of college president Benjamin E. Mays, and he was a strong advocate for racial injustice. He led King to use Christianity as a tool for social change. He was very smart, and he was accepted into many colleges for his doctorate. He ended up going to Boston University, and he became the pastor of Baptist Church of Montgomery, Alabama. He earned his degree at age 25, and with his degree, he learned about the concept of nonviolent protest from civil disobedience at Morehouse. He used this knowledge he gained from school to conduct peaceful protests, such as Mahatma Gandhi, who is a protester he also studied. King's efforts affected the way that America functions today. By helping pass the Civil Rights Act of 1964, he became the most prominent figure in America. He followed in his father's footsteps and began to lead peaceful protests. His father left hundreds of African Americans to the Atlanta City Hall to protest the voting rights discrimination. Martin Luther King Jr. led the Montgomery bus protest, the Greensboro sit-in, and the Selma to Montgomery boycotts. He was never passive, and he always yearned for change. He met with various civil rights leaders to plan protests and boycotts. He stood strong even when the boycotts led to a lot of violence to the black community. People in the black community were sprayed by fire hoses and faced with police dogs. Even when he thought he failed his community and his community thought that they had been failed by him, he wrote the letter to Montgomery, a letter from Birmingham jail, explaining his use of nonviolence. Even when his home was attacked, he persevered. His boycott led to black members to use legal action, and they said in court that separate isn't always equal. On November 13, 1956, the Supreme Court ruled Alabama's bus laws unconstitutional. With further protests, he received more and more backlash and tension. He led many more peaceful protests that resulted in equality between the black and white community. As I end this eulogy, I want to express the appreciation for the change that MLK provided. He's a strong individual, and America would not be what it is today without him. He said in his famous I Have a Dream speech that all he would want from those in the audience of 250,000 people, that he would just want to be equal and live to them as a brother. I believe that we could still celebrate accomplishments and achievements after death. I am glad that MLK has provided light and justice to those around us. I believe we should celebrate him daily and remember him for who he was.